Good evening, no, good evening, everyone. This is the Indigenous One welcoming you to another or our first edition of Elevation. And what we plan to do with this is show you some of the things that have gone around social media and give it to you and put some commentary on it. We're going to put some commentary on it. You can put some commentary on it, and we can see what it, and so we can get a consensus on what we're being shown. Because a lot of what we're being shown isn't what's being done. So the more people who have their eye on it, the more people looking at it from another direction gives us an overall better picture of what we're looking at. So we got to keep that in mind. So you can call them. I'll push the number up here in a minute. Um, yeah, there's the number. So give us a call. Area code 213-269-9469. And all we ask, listen, we want to understand what's going on. I think all of us need to understand what's going on. We can't be confused of what's going on because that's what's going on now, a whole bunch of confusion. And we want to show you some of the things in the social media that's going around, how they're shown to us and how other people see them. Because this is one thing we have to understand in this social media is not just us looking at it. Other people are looking at this social media. So you may have a group of people of Europeans looking at the stuff we do. They may look at it and try to pick out certain strategies from it. We should know this. We should be well aware of this because this is what's happening. So joining me, my co-host, Infused Virgo, and she's going to give her what she thinks about it through her point of view. And I'll give it through my point of view. And then hopefully we can get some of the callers to call in and give it from their point of view. Listen, we want just the best we can get. People complaining and saying how messed up it is. That doesn't help us. We want to get some solutions to the problem so we won't keep falling victim to all this nonsense that's going on. So what we're going to do, we're going to share you a couple of things from the social media, what's being put on, and how do we look at it versus how do other people look at it, and how do they use that, and how do we use it, or how do we use it as a natural resource for ourselves. So the first thing I want to share with you, this is hilarious, y'all. Do me a favor, if you can hear this, press one if you can hear it. But check out this sister. Check out this sister and what this sister says and does, and what she's like, and how do other people view her. Check this out.
They can't really hear her, Carrie.
Okay, at first I was getting that you guys was hearing it, then I was getting that you wasn't getting it. So okay, I don't know what's wrong with it. I don't know if it's on my end or whatever, but I'm a work on that. But basically, what I wanted to show with this was because a lot of people that sent it to me, a few people sent this to me, they thought it was funny, and this image really isn't funny at all. Because one of the things that we seem to always forget on social media is that this is for the world to watch. This is for the world to look at us at. And this is how they sell us things. This is how they market to us. I know you guys couldn't hear it, but I'm gonna post this in African Americans Ain't Africans so you can see it. You are gonna be literally embarrassed at how this sister's acting. I mean, you couldn't hear, but she was talking about how somebody need to come get her kids. Her kids need to be in school. She wasn't built for this. This is how we sound. I mean,
And
of course, this isn't everybody. Well, you had something to say, Miss Virgo?
yes, instead of in the way that she was addressing was that her kids were getting on her nerves, that she had better things to do than be at home all day with her kids, that President Trump needs to pay the weed man. Just a whole plethora of things that just made you kind of want to shake your head and wonder why she did this. And then you have people who think it's funny, or people who are claiming that they can relate, and that's the problem. It's just like it's embarrassing across the board to have that as your mascot for who you are.
I mean, this
So
is. I mean, this we're and this is what I want to stress the point across. See, we're at a time frame, and people wondering, and people starting to see. Dang, you think that Georgia Guidestone is up for nothing? You think this is for real? They're trying to rid the planet of you. And this is what
across the board.
and so when they talk about getting rid of some of the people, because you got the Olympics coming up here, and a lot of people have to be eradicated of. You don't think the Bill Gates, they don't see people like that? They don't see people in these inner cities and target them? This woman has children. If she's like that, what you think the children are like? And this is what I'm saying. This is what this is the African American. See a colored woman back in if you go back in the 20s and 30s, they didn't act like that. And you have to really check out the attitudes of a lot of these sisters. They clap their hand. Where's that attitude from? That TV, that house, that Hollywood Housewives or whatever.
Yeah.
So they're being trained to be this way, and they train, and that's how they teach their children. And we can't think that this shit is funny because it's not. I had some other things I want to share with you guys, but I'll just share them with you guys, and we'll talk about them. And like I said, please 213-269-9469. What you seeing? What you seeing with all of this? What they doing?
In the I believe it was in the 20s or the 30s or somewhere around that time when W. Du Bois was in school and he was working at NAACP. He had made a thesis paper on birth control and the Black American. And basically what he was saying was is that the birth rate of Black Americans needs to be controlled, because we're going to end up in the future with a problem like we have right now. Because you had a lot of people who were having children and they couldn't financially support them. And a lot of children who were having, a lot of people were having children and they weren't educated enough to be able to educate the children. So the children were ending up in the same situation. And he said this a long time ago, and now we're seeing it. We're seeing it firsthand, and it's unfortunate that we're taking this as an example of someone not wanting to be around their kids. But there were warnings in regards to this from some of the so-called African American leaders of the past, and now that it's happening, because we didn't pay attention to it, we just let it, let whatever go. We didn't take heed and listen. So now we have a population of people who behave this way, and then they have daughters, and their daughters behave this way, and then their sons behave this way. And so, this, along with the feminization of Black men, is our detriment, because people are looking at this going, well, they're looking at it, they're not contributing to society, so let's put lead in their water, or let's do whatever. I mean, and then if you ever have an opportunity, you guys, to look up a book, Harriet Washington, called Medical Apartheid, you'll see how much experimentation was done on colored people. And they freely did this, and did it all up until recently. They just experimented on a young boy whose brother was in jail, so they started giving him behavioral drugs to see how he would behave, because they were trying to prevent him from becoming a criminal. So, and this is at Brown University. So these are things that are done, and we don't pay attention to. We don't take time to go, wait a minute, hold on, that's not right. We laugh at it, we joke at the baby mamas, and we glorify the acting out on on TV shows, and when our little girls do it, we think it's cute and stuff like that. And we have to stop this, because this is going to be our detriment, because we're not judged individually, we're not looked at individually, we're looked at as a group. And when you have one bad seed, they look at us all that way, and then we all get punished for it, or reprimanded for it, or put in situations because of it.
And just the point that we're here, we're in this time frame now. This is this person could be a grandmother, and you can see how they're trying to really push us out the door. So I wanted to share that with everybody and let you know that we're not the only ones watching this. There are people around the world watching this stuff and saying, "Hey, let's move to Atlanta, Georgia, because we can make a mint off these people." And that's what people are doing. They looking at how we act, because social media, come on with us, social media, we can act a clown. And on social media, this is the kind of stuff that's up, and everybody can watch it. You don't think these people take it to their parties and stuff and play this type stuff? You don't think they do that?
I mean, just alone, we're the trendsetters. Everything that we wear, we say, we do, is emulated by other cultures. I mean, just alone with the language, they emulate and take that and make that into theirs, because once again, using the term baby mama, I hear people at work that are Hispanic, "Oh, my baby mama is getting on my nerves." You know damn well that they didn't say that. That didn't come from Mexico. It came from us. We start all the trends. We start they steal our music, so they're going to steal both our good behaviors and our bad behaviors. They're going to imitate both of our behaviors, and they say that's the highest form of compliment. But in this case, it's not, because it's showing us looking in a bad light. Like, did you guys ever see Bamboozled by Spike Lee? Did you ever see that, Carrie?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, okay. It's like that. It's like, those Al Jolson, that blackface, making fun of that type of comedy. And that's the way they're going to view that. And so with us being the trendsetters and so forth of the whole entire globe, because you have Africans who are now making hip hop music. That generated in New York, that generated here. You have Africans wearing the gold teeth and the gold chains and doing all of that stuff. That's something that we did. So it all it all starts the same way.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, yeah. Um, I just want the audience to see that this is how we're being
Mhm.
set up. This is what we're being pushed to. Because really, the sister who's on the screen, we like to a lot of us like to try to find excuses for, but it ain't no excuse for that.
Mhm.
There's no excuse for that. This is what we show the world that we are. And like Infused Virgo just say, they don't look at us individually. They look at us as a whole. They'll look at that sister and say all the sisters in Atlanta is like that.
Mhm.
They'll lump all of us together. So these are the
Mhm.
people that this pandemic, this is the people who that targets because they don't know what's up.
Right.
They don't have a clue.
Right.
Whatever the TV says, they will do. They won't even look at what's going on out in front of their front door. They'll stay behind that locked door, and whatever the TV says do, that's what they'll do. That's kind of that's the kind of person those people are.
True. Carrie, there's someone on the comments that I'm trying to understand what she's saying. There's someone by the name of Sister Cincy. Can you read her comments?
Uh, which one?
It says something, I don't know what she's talking about, because it says, I know you're trying to be intellectual, but you're 10 steps behind the plan, my sister. I'm lost.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not because if I asked her, well, can we go listen to? Can we come get some ideas from you? Then it wouldn't
Hmm.
be nothing. So
Okay. I was just wondering.
I don't know what you call these people, but it seems that
Okay.
every time we try to take a step and try to bring some, share some light on what's going on, it's always some asshole that's out there that's gonna mess it up. So you just ask them, well, where can we go and listen to you where we can get some from you? And then they
Right.
never, I don't have it, huh? What you so listen, seriously, leave them others alone.
Okay. Well, let's
They
go
don't.
ahead and finish
Yeah,
the next
no,
thing.
seriously. I mean, it's too bad. That's where
Right.
we at. Don't
Right.
nobody have nothing to say, but all they'll probably stand up there and call Trump daddy. But if you try to say something, that's what the African American has been turned into. That's all they know how to do. That's it. And they'll tell you that. Just talk. All you gotta do is talk to them. So that's what I mean. Don't get mad. I'm asking, what are you doing, dude? We ain't on here trying to say bounce that ass, bounce that ass. We up here showing you what the game is played, how the game is played. So hopefully you can share to somebody who may not believe it. We try to do that. What you do? That's what I'm saying. Ugh.
Okay.
These,
Well, let's
these
move
are the kind
on.
of signs that make me sick.
Yeah, I
These
just
signs
wanted
make
her
me sick.
I just wanted her to explain, because I'm not an intellectual person. I do think I'm somewhat intelligent, but I'm not an intellectual. I'm not, but I'm here, and I'm trying to help with us creating a resolution. And I would like for us as a people to be able to continue on. I have a bloodline. I have grandchildren, like the same way that most people do, or children, or even themselves. So, but let's move on, because we got a lot to
Yeah.
talk about.
Okay. So this one is Bill Gates tells Nigerian leaders that, hey, we're gonna have to get rid of some of y'all, or some gonna have to give, because it's too many of y'all. Yeah, all this going on. Now, I would play this for you again. So go to African Americans Ain't Africans on Facebook. I'm gonna post these right after the program tonight so you can see them. But this is them. This is Bill Gates telling the African leaders, listen, it'll be 400 million of them by the year 2050. 400 million Nigerians just on the coast of Nigeria, just Nigeria. 400 million. So they telling them you got to cut down your numbers now. Why you think all these Africans are running over here? I mean, why you think all your brothers is running over here? Those of you who think you Africans. See, if Africans was doing the right thing, they would go over there and defend their mother. They're not. They're running over here on top of your dumb ass, taking your stuff because you don't know. Why are Africans fleeing their mother home, coming over here, sharecropping on your stuff? And you believe you them. See, this is what I'm saying, because we can't be stupid. And it's like the first sister we show, see, that's allow that stupidity to keep running, to keep rolling. We don't have to educate ourselves. We don't have to know nothing. We can be dumb if we want to. I'm grown. You don't tell me what to do, nigga. You ain't my dad. That's all we get. Meanwhile, like the sister we showed the first time, we don't know nothing. Infused Virgo?
Yes. Bill Gates. Bill Gates is the descendant of, I don't know his father's first name, but his father was with Margaret Sanger, with the eugenics and the opening of Planned Parenthoods in inner cities, and believing in, once again, controllers and kind of keeping the population of colored people down. With that being said, that would include the indigenous on America as well as other lands and Africa. If you guys ever read anything by Dr. Welsing, she said this in her book. She said that they are intimidated by our genetics and by the fact that we're the stronger of the ethnicities of the races. So Bill Gates knows this, and he and it's like he's utilizing that fact that he's a eugenicist and going over to where he feels the population is going to be out of whack and starting to implement something. And he's been doing this in Africa for a long time. Nigeria tends to be the hot spot because of the fact that Nigeria was once owned by a company called the Niger Company, which is now Unilever. And basically they have a lot of land and so forth there. So the British influenced Nigeria, and you can see where he's got his foothold in there because he's given them $1.3 million towards medicine that they're giving to their children that are basically, some of it's made to sterilize the women. So, not only now they're at the point of attacking anyone who's indigenous to any land. They're trying to control the births, the population, and so forth. And you have some African leaders who are like, no, you're not coming here. That's not happening. But for some reason, Nigeria is opening the door for them.
Yeah, Nigeria opened the door for a minute, and we have to be vigilant of the people, of the leaders we have over here, so-called speaking for us. That's why we got to turn our backs on them.
Yep.
Because you just saw the mayor. Who was the mayor that was caught down in some hotel room in Florida naked?
Wasn't he a teacher at one of the colleges?
He was some mayor of Tallahassee or one of these towns.
Okay.
And these are the people who we get to represent us. We don't get regular people we know to represent us. We always get somebody we think they got an education somewhere. And I'm telling you, that college thing, y'all, I think we better reevaluate that, because it hasn't worked out for us yet. We keep playing with it. And I think some of the things that these people learn from us, that they've hid from us, I think we better start checking those memory links that we have and going back and get our things. Because we don't even know how to live on this planet. We live how other people have trained us. We've been domesticated by other people. And trying to act like we haven't isn't helping. See, we don't want to admit it, but that's what we have. See, black people were created by white people. You don't see black people. They were created by those people. The African American was created by those people. They're not self-anonymous. They didn't make them. They didn't create themselves. They were created by other people. Their behaviors were created by other people. And they take commands from other people. African Americans don't have their own way of storing time. They don't. This is not what year is it for the African American? Chinese people have a whole new year. India people have a whole new year. People from the Arab world, they have a year. Europeans have a year. What's our year? Whatever Mazda year is, that's what our year is. This is where we are. Hold on, we have a caller calling in.
Okay.
Area code 619. Welcome to Elevation on African Americans Ain't Africans. Go ahead, sir.
How you doing?
What's going on, man?
Nothing much. I want to first appreciate you for doing what you do, man. I'm just got hit your page on YouTube and some of the information that you're putting out is very necessary during this time. I was calling. I saw that you were telling someone in there about how to make the organite. You know, the ingredients that you need to make the organite. I want to know how to do that because I know with this person they got everybody going there early now because they installing 5G towers everywhere. So this is what's going on where I am in Georgia.
Okay.
And,
No problem. When we hang up, I'll explain it. And if you need me to explain to you again, you can just email me at indigenous64@gmail.com.
Yep.
Cool. Okay. So the brother asked, how do you organize? We talked about organite last time. Organite is an all natural material that you can use to thwart off some of these energies that they putting off. It's
Black
like
tourmaline as well.
Yeah, it can block. You know, some crystals, some certain rocks, if they're put together with other materials, they could be used to block some. Hold on, here's the brother calling again.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this means when we lost service. I don't understand what you're saying.
Huh?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we lost service. I think my service got cut off. I couldn't hear last week.
Oh, I said I'll explain it to you. I'm gonna explain it now. You can take notes, or you can just hit me at Gmail. indigenous64@gmail.com, and I'll write them down for you and send them to you.
Okay. Do you have WhatsApp?
Do I have what?
An app called WhatsApp. I got a book I want to send you.
No, I don't have it. No.
Okay, well, what I'll do, I'm gonna email you this book. A lot of the stuff that you was building on, that you were talking about on your page, I got a lot of different scrolls breaking down all the stuff that's happening, why it's happening, and, you know, the fall of Babylon. You know what I'm saying? And also a scroll talking about the Most High. That's right here present in America. I'm a Yamasee Native American.
You're a what?
A Yamasee Native American.
What's that?
Yamasee Native Americans originated right here in Georgia. They live right off the Savannah River. You know, the Spaniards came in years ago. You know, you know who Dr. Malachi York is, right?
The guy who was molesting all the children. Yeah, man. See that's what I'm saying. Cause hey, I'm gonna let you go. I'll just talk on the radio because this is what I'm saying. We believe in all this bullshit. We believe in all this bullshit that gets us nowhere. Nowhere. We think we can take all of these foreign ideologies and make them work for us. I mean, everybody has their own way of doing things. But when you ask us what's ours, we don't have one. I don't know. Nobody told me. A dog can come over here and tell you his life. You'll pay attention to that before you pay attention to yours. This is what I'm saying. That type stuff there, I'm not into it. I'm not into the Egyptology. I'm not into all that bullshit. What does that have to do with here? You take on all that stuff, you automatically turn your backs on your people here. Why you think everybody's running over here? Why you think just up in a little podunk town in Kentucky, the Russians are buying that place? We don't even care about them. We don't even know. But here we'll pump some bullshit from across the ocean. This is why we suffer. You won't even stand up for our damn self. That's why we lose. We always in somebody else's. We did that Nation of Islam. Here we follow Nation of Islam. It's a form of Islam from Pakistan. What we doing? That's how we can be. We have lives. We have sacrificed lives to that bullshit. This is what we do. This is what we do. We'll take a foreign ideology and say it's ours. Turning our backs on what our mothers and fathers left us. You can say what you want. You're gonna suffer for that, cuz and those of y'all that keep on doing it, you seeing what's happening. You seen the thing. What's that? The United Nation of Islam. They were trafficking children. Huh? See, this is why we can't say shit, because we right in the middle of it, trying to pretend like we ain't. All right, keep it up. Infused Virgo, you were saying?
I think that there's something else you mentioned about the children is you should look up something called the adrenochrome vial. If you have a chance to research that, that's basically a neuromelanin that substance they're taking from children, preferably or children, that they're using to enhance themselves, and they're doing this by terrifying the children, so their adrenal gland will drain this neuromelanin, and then they're taking it from their brain, and they're putting it in vials and using it for that. So they're feeding or feasting on our children as well.
I would really recommend you check out that adrenochrome, but also this is what with these children, we better start paying attention. I know we really don't like children. We've been trained away from liking children. We don't have children no more. We rather do that homosexual life. Homo meaning one. You can do whatever you want to, but you cannot create life with one person. You need a male and female to do it. And somehow the African American has been trained away from that. I see parents now who are sick because they let that shit go on. And now they realize that they won't even have no grandchildren because you want to play around. This is what's happening with the African American. From the time African American, from black to African American, this thing has blown up. That adrenochrome, check that shit out. Can you hit what that means one more time? Can you explain that adrenochrome one more time?
Hold on just a second. I'll get it. I have it saved.
Okay, while you're doing that, yeah, you know, so the things they're doing, not only that, and this is also too why this Harvey Weinstein stuff, I know this whatever this virus going around has gotten everybody off of this, but this Harvey Weinstein thing, you're going to have to ask yourself, whatever happened to all those actors and actresses? Whatever happened to all those actors and actresses that you saw one time and you never saw again? And one of the things that you'll notice about brothers and sisters from here when they do their acting job, if they don't feel nothing, they'll work at McDonald's their whole life. They'll quit. If they not playing, if you never seen them again, that's likely what happened to them. They was trying that Harvey Weinstein stuff with them, and they were like, "Nah, we not playing that." So you have to get a lot of people who you've seen on TV before and ask them, and they'll tell you. People sell their children to that.
Yeah.
People sell their children to that cult. So, you know, going back to the piece on Africa, Bill Gates tell Nigerian leaders, you know, you're gonna have to do something about your population. So how are people coming in telling you can do that?
Because they own part of your country, because they've invested so much money into it, into the government. The government in Nigeria is very, very, very corrupt and very well paid by outside forces.
Yeah.
I mean, another thing is too. I'm sorry, they have something in Nigeria called baby farms. They actually have Nigerian baby farms where they have pregnant girls who have babies and they sell the babies.
Wow.
So yeah, look at that. I'm serious. I looked this up like about 4 years ago, and I was just like, wow. So they exist. That's what they do. They really exploit their people.
Now this next piece I want to share is this, brother, and this is very important because you're gonna find you have a lot of brothers and sisters out there who have been social distancing their whole lives. And they've been researching, they've been thinking, they've been going back through the books, and they've been finding stuff, and they are off the hook. The unfortunate thing about them is many of you will never hear from them, ever. When they're, as soon as they're put up talking, they're censored right then and there. So this one we found of this brother, I can't play it, but like I say, I'm gonna post it in African Americans Ain't Africans, and you can see it. This brother right here. When you go through the page, check this brother out. Check out what this brother's saying about time and everything. And
His name is I think Orion Morningstar.
give it to us. Give it to us. Tell us about him.
Orion Morningstar is on Instagram. He does quite a few videos like this. Very, very awakened young man. He basically is putting out the message that we just need to sit back. We need to keep our vibrations high. We, keep a positive attitude, educate, and just sit back and let the process happen because this isn't for us. He explains it so well, like in regards to the vibrations coming from the planet and how 5G and so forth are really fictitious and it's really coming from the planet. He breaks down global warming. You guys really should listen to him. He's really on point. He's talking about CERN and so forth, and he makes quite a few good statements. He just happens to be the person who's getting the information out there. And I know a lot of us have been putting information out there and people haven't been listening. So, but you know what? A lot of us are listening now. And so if you do have some information that you want to put out there, please do it. Please do it. And because I'll hit me up. I'll listen. There's a lot that I have to learn. But Orion Morningstar is for what he's saying, he's able to kind of put it to the point that everybody can understand.
And he comes with it easy to understand. And one of the things I like about him, it was cool too. One of the things that I think we've lost is we don't listen to what a person says anymore. We listen to how they sound. Like if they sound more like a preacher, we're more bound to jump on that. Listen to what these brothers and sisters are saying, and they will remind you of some stuff you used to know, but now you've forgotten. That's why it's interesting. Listen to this brother. He's telling you things that you may have always thought about. You may have, when you go into bed and you're thinking about stuff, he's telling you stuff that you know is true. You just haven't thought about it. He's the brother that brings you the information, but you go listen to music or go watch a movie when you should be listening to him. People like him are very important, and you got to listen to him.
And you guys, he's on Instagram. His name is Orion_Morningstar 676.
So listen, I just wanted to share those things with you, those events with you, so you can see how where this thing is going. They got the sister, the first sister that I shared with you. She was on, I don't know what she was on, but what I'm seeing is and women tell this to me. The men are different. The women are different too, because we wanted to be with this culture. We wanted to be what we were made to be. Whenever somebody told us to jump through a hoop, we did it with all kind of tricks. So that's where we are now. And in getting back to what we were, getting our souls back, because many of them gave us away. Many of us and gave up our souls big time. And you know it. We're going to have to do some definite purging. So I just wanted to share these things with you to show what's going on. We may not be looking at them, or we may not think things are cool, but this is what is being shown across the world about us. Okay? Pay attention to Africa. Pay attention to Africa. While you're trying to run to get over there, they're running to get over here. Pay attention to that. Pay attention to all these foreigners are coming over here making life decisions for your children, and you cool with it. Pay attention to that.
Yeah.
That's all I got, Infused Virgo.
I don't really have much else to say either. Indigenous one. I really don't. I mean, it's just like there's so many things going out there. Oh, the gentleman's name, you guys, because I see you messaging and I don't know how to answer back on here. But it's Orion. It's in lowercase. It's Orion, ORION _ Morning Star.
Hold on. Let me spell it. I'll spell it.
Okay. Whenever you're ready, let me know.
I'm ready.
Okay, it's Orion, ORION _ Morning Star.
Hold on. Underscore Morning Star.
Yeah, so it's MORNINSTAR 676.
676. It's okay. So ORION _ Morning Star 676.
Yes.
Okay, there it is, guys. So I just posted it up, so you can go check that brother out over there. Brothers and sisters like him, ask them questions. Don't come with a whole lot of dumb stuff. Just ask some questions, some real life questions. Don't ask nothing about no religion. Don't ask nothing about stuff that don't matter. Because nobody, I'm still asking where Jesus at. And everybody quiet.
I mean, we don't have a lot of time to be so critical of each other, and we're here trying to spark thought. And I see in the comments that a lot of people have a lot of thoughts and they have a lot of things to say and everybody is on point, but we're not here to nitpick at each other and make people or belittle people. We're here to get our thoughts together so that way we can build something. I mean, I just feel that that's important for us to be focusing on that versus picking at people and making fun of other people. I don't think that's right. So I think when you come onto the forum with us, that we need to be having conversations that are going to lead us to doing better and improving our situation. Not trying to tear someone down and because they might not know what you know. We're here to teach each other and learn from each other. And I think that's something that needs to be implemented because we have entirely too much judgment going on right now. That's all I have. Cool. Yep, that's it.
You guys, this has been another edition of Elevation. Pay attention to what's going on around you. You know, this coronavirus thing, you can play with it all you want. It's not real. Keep your thoughts up. Stay stuck to people who are trying to learn more. Cut the TV. Please do not be watching TV during this time. Please do not be watching TV during this time. Get outside. It's spring. It's beautiful outside. You need to let the sun hit you. Pay attention to what's going on. Love each other, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Have a great week, you guys. Keep your heads up.